guys, welcome to my channel with the second part of Day and its love story from Love Chindan 3 the series. So, it begins to live with Day because of Day had blackmailed to it and he bought all the necessary things for it and gave it to him so that it does not have to go out of the house, and anyway it was not allowed to go out on its own, meaning without Day. And whenever Day went out for his work or went to nights, he used to order food for it, as Day already knew it did not know how to cook. Many days passes like this while Day and it are together. Day drops it to his school, then they both get intimate at night. But both have not yet realized that both love each other. But sometimes, due to Day's hard intimacy, it becomes felt uneasy. Just like this, one day, Day had to visit Night at his home while it was sick. So Day tells his friend Neil to take care of it. But it does not listen to Neil. So he neither eats his dinner nor takes his medicine, due to which his condition gets worse. So Neil calls Day, which makes Day feels uneasy and comes back to it in the middle of the night, and all night he taking care of it like a baby. Here, in his half-conscious mind, it also understood that how well Day is taking care of him, and Day also wonders when he started caring so much for anyone other than Night. So these incidents create some different feeling for each other in the heart of Day and it. One such day, it meets Nick, who comes to his house in Day's absence to meet it. In other words, he comes to know about it and Day. So he says that if it wants to get out of this place, then he will fully help it. It feels great to see such a support of his friend doing, because till now he could not share all these things even with any of his friends. Day then takes it with him to Kanchanaburi, where he had a salon business which Fibella manages, and since Day bought it with him himself, it is understood by everyone that it is special to Day, because Day did not let anyone get close to him except Night. So there it becomes very good friendship with everyone, and everyone start liking it very much, because its nature was very lively, and above all, he was the special person of Day. So there comes one of Day's special customers, Miss Rose, who had a crush on Day for a long time, but Day never paid any attention to her. But while Day has a great relationship with Miss Rose's mom, Day does not say anything to Miss Rose. So Miss Rose comes and starts getting clingy with Day when he arrives, seeing whom it feels jealous for the first time, but he ignores it. The limits is reached when Miss Rose wants to eat the cake that Day had brought for it. This time it gets angry because it did not want to give the cake to Miss Rose. Because of this, Day gets angry and scolding him in front of Miss Rose. That's why he goes to his room after throwing this cake there, seeing which Day feels very bad and starts going after it, which is stopped by Miss Rose. But Day frees his hand and goes to it and tries to convince him, but its anger was not taking the name of being calm. That's when Miss Rose also comes to Day's room, seeing which this time Day gets angry at Miss Rose and asks her to leave, whereas Day had understood that it did not like Miss Rose at all. So Miss Rose also leaves from there. Then Fibella comes to Day's room with a new cake for it at the behest of Day, seeing which it forgets all his anger and starts eating the cake, and Day starts smiling seeing such childish behavior of it. Then the night Day gets intimate with it, but now this intimacy makes it feel very shy, and Day also feels a strange happiness in his heart by seeing its shyness, which Day had never felt in his life. Okay guys, that's all for this story. So meet you in the next video with the next part of this story. Till then, bye bye guys.